Hey everyone, it's Yvonne Emile Elizondo from Silver Moon Astrology and Transpersonal Counseling, also known as Silver Moon Counseling. This is awesome because I was just notified that my Amazon package has been delivered. I have been really good. I have not been ordering from Amazon. I have not been ordering. Like I've been really good, although I do miss that little dopamine high that you get when you see the package at the door. Anyways, okay, so I'm here because we have a Capricorn full moon again. Okay, yes, this is the second Capricorn full moon. I want to show it to you and explain to you what's going on. Let's start by explaining that I think it was June 21st. We had, did I say new moon or full moon? It's a Capricorn full moon. It's happening at 5:17 a.m. Central Standard Time. I want to say full moon. Full moon. Okay. Yes. So on June 21st, we had a Capricorn full moon. I think it was like 1 degree and 6 minutes, something like that in Capricorn. And then, so now our second full moon is going to be at the 29, I think it's 29:06 degrees, 29 degrees, 6 minutes in Capricorn. That's important. And so let me show you the chart. Let me show you what's going on. Here we go. All right, here we go. Okay, so here we have this beautiful Luna at 29 degrees, 9 minutes of Capricorn. That's called the anaretic degree. Any planet in the 29th degree is called the anaretic degree. That means it's just going to ingress into the next sign. It's very important. We're going to talk about that. Here is the sun at 29 degree, 9 minutes in a Cancer, watery Cancer, right? So here we have dry, cold earth of Capricorn, the winter, and here we have watery beach, ocean, summery Cancer. Yes, let's talk about that. The other point I want to make is we have Pluto retrograde at 55 minutes in Aquarius, but Pluto is moving backwards. Okay, well, not technically backwards, but it looks like, okay, it's retrograde, but it will not enter it will not enter Capricorn until September 4th, I believe it is. Okay, so let me just erase all of this and let's get this back up. Okay, so I want to just share something here. So Pluto is technically an Aquarius, right? Okay, here we go. Aquarius is an air sign, and the moon is technically in Capricorn. So although these two planets are within 3 degrees of each other, okay, 3 degrees, let's just erase it very quickly. Okay, although they're within, whoops, no, let's not do that. Let's go back. No, wait, what are you doing? There we go. Yay. Okay. So they're within 3 degrees of each other. Okay. They're in different vibes, like they're vibing differently. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is an air sign, as I said, Capricorn moon. Okay. So this is kind of like, even though they're together, they're kind of like, I don't know, Aquarius would be like listening to like, Tejano music and Latin music, right? Okay. And Capricorn would be like listening to like country music. So kind of the same, but not really. But kind of the same, but not really. Okay. So I do, they're vibing differently. They're not vibing on the same music, right? So that gives them a little bit of a different flavor. Okay. I don't want to go too much into the other aspects. I just really want to focus on this moon here because I don't want to make this particular video too long. And I want to give you some ideas on how we can work with this energy. But okay, so this is really what we're focusing on. Okay. So let's talk about Capricorn. Capricorn energy, then we'll come back to the full moon. Capricorn energy, you got your girl here, 6 markers in Capricorn. Yep, all Capricorn. So what was I saying? Yes, Capricorn energy. Okay, so the moon. All right, so technically the moon in rulership, right? Because every planet does really well in a sign or two, and then it does extraordinarily well in a sign or two, and then it doesn't do so well, and then it does really bad, okay, in a sign or two. And I don't want to like label things as bad, but I'm not going to fluff it up. Okay, the moon in Capricorn is technically at its detriment because the moon is in rulership to Cancer, right? So Cancer is on this side, and on the opposite side is Capricorn. Now check this out. So the moon in Cancer the Cancer is like summer, right? It's like walking on a beach. It's like enjoying the sun, you know, the waves coming in. I don't particularly like the beach, but you'll know why now in a little bit. So it's like moving and shaking, and it's just like fluid, and it's awesome. And it's just enjoying the vibe, and you're on vacation, and it's just like awesome. Okay. The moon in Capricorn, it's at work. The moon in Capricorn is cold, dry, winter, air. Well, it's earth actually, not air. It's earth, okay? But the vibe around it, right? During the winter season, it's like, ooh, you get these cold, you know, gusts of air, and the earth is dry and it's cold and you're all bundled up, and I love it. That's my favorite season, because guess who has all Capricorn moon? Right here, right? So the moon in Capricorn technically is at its detriment, right? In other words, it doesn't do very well. And because the moon represents emotions and your emotional default system, amongst other things, very generally, Capricorns can sometimes have difficulty connecting to their emotions, or have a sensitivity to the moon emotionally, or having a difficult time regulating their emotions, right? So again, the moon just kind of struggles a little bit more. Here's this wonderful fluid type of vibe, and it's trying to get through these, you know, cold, you know, earth during the winter. Okay. Brr, right? Okay. So what does that mean? Well, that means that the moon in Capricorn it's not an instability, because the moon in Capricorn is actually pretty solid, but it has a difficult time sometimes tapping into its emotions in a solid way. It sees emotions and life as work, right? Because Capricorn is a work sign. It's a very ambitious sign. It's represented by the sea goat or the mountain goat trying to, you know, climb up the mountain. So Capricorn is very much about mastering whatever its focus is. Okay. And so there's this sense of like, you know, I mean, emotions are not necessarily primed to be mastered, right? Like you don't want to master your emotions. You want to manage your emotions. You want to be able to work with your emotions, but you don't need to master them. And so when Capricorn looks at this mastery and goes, "Ooh, I need to master that," right? It's like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. And so again, that's where it makes it difficult to tap into those emotions. So sometimes Capricorns can be seen as distant or dissociated or uninterested. Okay. Sassy is another one. Bossy. I've been called bossy many, many times. Elitist. I've been called elitist once in a while, right? But I really do try to temper that. I really, really do try to temper that, right? So again, it's not that there's, and I can't speak for everybody. I can speak for myself. It's not that I'm trying to be those things. It's that my moon, I'll blame it on the moon, right? The devil made me do it. Okay. My moon struggles with connecting emotionally at times, and being able to tap into those emotions, but also share and exhibit emotion. So that's why Capricorn energy is very closed off. You won't see Capricorn sharing a lot of emotional stuff, right? Nope, it's probably not going to happen. If it does, it's probably very limited. Okay. So anyhow, so that's the vibe of its Capricorn moon. But what I really like about this moon is that one thing about Capricorn is that we are foundational. Okay. There's a practicality to us. There's a foundational system. Oops. There's a sense of a framework of groundedness of you give me a job, I'm going to do it. Okay. Sagittarius on one side of Capricorn is the visionary. Give me the vision, I'll make it happen. Aquarius on the other side of Capricorn. Aquarius is a visionary into the future. Capricorn likes tradition. It likes history. It's not very fond of change. Even though it's a cardinal sign, it's still Earth, right? Okay, so it really wants to remain in the status quo. It's comfortable. Whatever it builds, it doesn't want to unbuild. It doesn't want to destroy. It wants to keep it still. And that's why we love history. I love history. Okay, anyhow, so that's the Capricorn moon. So let's talk about the 29th degree, right? So the 29th degree is the anaretic degree of every sign. And this is an interesting place for a planet to travel through, because it's probably the most intense place, in my opinion, of that particular sign, of all of the signs, all of the 12 signs. So as the moon or any planet ingresses, moves into a new zodiac sign, It is like a baby. It's like, oh, it's so cute. It's so innocent. It's here to learn and experience. And as it travels through the sign, it experiences life. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it gets run over by the bus. So by the end by the end of that, when it gets to that 29th degree, it's like looking back and taking account of everything that it's gone through. And so it will ask itself, okay, so what do I need to do here? Right? Do I need to like just for one last time remind myself of how great life is or how hard life is? I'm not sure. What did I pick up on this journey that I need to take with me or that I need to leave? Right. So it's almost like everything from that journey comes back in that 29th degree. And you're like, oh, okay, that's a lot of intense energy I have to deal with. Right. Okay, so that's a 29th degree, and that's where the sun is in Cancer, and that's where the moon are. So there is this, okay, we've already traveled through this, twice in a month. So now we're here at the last bit in the 29th degree. What are we going to do moving forward? Okay, now let's talk about that Pluto retrograde. Okay, Pluto is the lord of the underworld, is the intensity. It brings stuff up from the underworld. Okay, and because the moon represents, amongst other things, like emotions, right? Default emotional responses, it also represents the subconscious. It represents our instinctual, habitual, very intuitive nature. And so Pluto in Aquarius, okay, remember country music, Latin music, country music, Latin music, and Pluto really wants to envision the future. Okay, it really wants to create processes and envisioning the future at an intensity. But the moon in Capricorn is focused on the past and on the status quo and on foundation and history, right? And so in tradition. I don't know if I said that, right? And so these two energies, when you put them together, like I like this, okay? I like this vibe because as you're moving forward into the future, you really want to make sure that you're looking at the past and knowing, hey, what did I do in the past, right? That worked really, really well for me, that I can tap into, that I can create a framework, that I can create sustenance as I move forward into the future, right? So again, I like this vibe. Now, on another note, okay, the moon and Pluto for me, okay, not just for me, and I see this in a lot of my clients, that's a challenging placement sometimes, okay? Because the intensity of the Lord of the underworld that likes to go digging in, into the subconscious and like pulling things up, okay? Tapping into the emotional planet that deals with the subconscious too, a lot of stuff can feel heavy. It can pull stuff up that you're like, I thought I dealt with that already. Why, why am I crying again? Why am I dealing with this again? I thought I already went down the rabbit hole with this, right? And so I keep using this little uh, analogy. I don't know. English majors, I don't know if this is an analogy or not, but anyhow, so like we think healing is like a circle, right? It's like, oh, I've been through that. Yes, I healed. Yeah. And why am I back here again? Darn. But healing is more like a spiral, right? From the top down, it looks like a circle, but healing happens like in a spiral. So we kind of have to come back and visit old stuff again, which is what the 29th degree is, okay, in the anaretic degree. So again, this full moon makes me feel like there's an ability to have this foundational, structure, work. Capricorn is oriented on work. Excuse me there. Capricorn is oriented on work. We try to master, right? And so this last degree, we're trying to master whatever it is our journey was this last lunar month. But the heaviness of Pluto can make it pretty intense. Okay. It can make it more emotionally in depth, right? So I'll give you an example. My poor Azul, my poor baby, right? So like Sophia gifted me, he's half greyhound, half boxer. He's amazing. He's cute. He's sweet. He's anxious, very anxious. And every single month since he came home, like on the 23rd of December, he has had something happen to him, one thing or another. And we end up at the vet's office. So I have been paying for my Christmas gift for 6 months. Yes, I have been paying for my Christmas gift for 6 months. Thank you, Alex Sophia. Anyways, he's back at the vet today. Yeah. So while we were at the vet, I was like, oh my God, I thought have been here. That intensity of Pluto retrograde and the moon got the best of me. And here I am crying because the moon in Capricorn, remember? Here I am crying at the vest office, and the girl comes out and she's like, you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm really fine. My my bank account is crying. Anyways, okay, so enough of me. Let's talk about you all. What can you do with this moon? Okay. I think this would be a really great time to take account of what you have spent this last month really working on. Okay. And remember, the full moon is about release, right? It's about being able to see things that are hidden, being able to, really have a light shine on the direction that we need to go. So I think for this full moon, it would be a great idea to look back. Okay, especially at this last lunar month. I mean, you can go even beyond the lunar month, look back and say, okay, what have I created? What's my journey? What's my foundation? What's my framework? Right? Okay, what house am I building? Because I need to build this house and it needs to be like perfect because that's what Capricorn does, perfectionism. All right. And where do I need to shift gears here? And how can I make this foundation really sustainable for my future? Okay. And that means if you're going to look at your work, your career, because Capricorn is very much about work and career oriented. It really, yeah, it likes family, but Cancer is all about family. Capricorn's all about work and career. So I would really focus on work and career. I would focus on even projects that you need to, to manage. Okay. And if we're going to talk about relationship, this would be a great time to look back and say, okay, well, how am I doing in my relationships? Because again, Capricorn can be distant in relationships until it feels more comfortable and trusting. So maybe where am I not trusting enough? Where do I need to place more trust in myself or in, my relationships? And it could be relationships at work. It could be relationships with your partner, with your kids, with your friends. All right. So yeah, that would be a great time to really focus on anything that is work, career oriented. And again, Capricorn, the lens that Capricorn looks and sees life through is work. Literally, like relationships are work for us. Dating is work for us. Having a pet that is continuously at the vet is work for us. We like projects. We Capricorns like projects. I just have to tell you, not always intentionally and consciously, but somehow we end up with projects. Why? Because we know that we can fix it and we can get it done. So there you go. All right. I hope that has been helpful. If you want to learn more about your astrology, you can find me at silvermooncounseling.org. That's silvermooncounseling.org. And that is it, everyone. I hope that you have a great Capricorn full moon. I do like this one. Solid, consistent, practical, all of the earth stuff that we love about ourselves. Okay. And just be cautious that there may be some emotional intensity that may pull something up from the past, Capricorn traditional past. Okay. And the Lord of the underworld wants you to take care of it, okay, in this last anaretic degree so that you can move into Aquarius. I forgot what the next sign was. Yeah. All right. That's it. I'm done. I have nothing for that. That's it. All right, everyone. Take care. Blessed be.